smallmouth battle in Chicago 8 years before. Everyone's stunned by the fury of Lewis's attack.
What's happening, my people? It's Cass Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast or be a content creator. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, Mike Mazik. Salute, Mike. Salute to everyone. And welcome to another episode of Cass Sports, The Box Storian. Today, boxing in the States, Nevada. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's The Box Storian, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. How's everyone today? This is the Thursday afternoon edition of Cash Sports the Box Historian, the day after Christmas. Did everybody have a Merry Christmas? Hope everybody had a great day yesterday. Mine was okay, nice and peaceful. Today we're going to be talking about Nevada, home of Las Vegas, the current boxing capital of the world. And Reno, Nevada used to be the boxing capital of the world. So here we got two big topics to talk about today. Las Vegas, Nevada, and Reno, Nevada. And then we got, we're gonna look at some of the biggest gate sales. The eight top ticket sales for fights in Las Vegas. Of course, Floyd Manning was number one. So we're gonna look at that and then some boxers from Las Vegas. They got Devin in there, Ken Norton, Roley, a couple referees, Richard Steele, Kenny Bayless, yep, all from Las Vegas. I think Mills Lane, I'm not sure. I couldn't find Mills. And it's Jay Nady also, referee from Las Vegas. So that's what we're covering today. Boxing in the States, Nevada, mainly Las Vegas and Reno. And tomorrow, the profile is going to be the Hawk, Aaron Pryor. Yep. But how's everybody today? Pulled up on another weekend almost. It's Thursday. I still haven't checked on who's fighting this weekend on the boxing schedule. Let me check that. Then we're going to talk about some highlights of boxing history. I think we were at 1972, right? What we got this weekend following that big heavyweight showdown of last weekend and the big JBT raffle. C. Wood won it on his birthday, $725. 4 days before Christmas and his birthday. I still can't get over that, man. That's crazy. Wow. Couldn't have written up a script to go any better than that. Let's see. Okay, this weekend is the 27th. Got a fight from Nicaragua. Felix Alvarado versus Tobias Reyes. I've heard of Tobias. Not too many people I heard of on the card, but yeah. It is December. That's the 27th, which is tomorrow. This card is tomorrow. December 27th, yeah. And that's it. And then I guess next to be next year, right? When we get 25 is starting out pretty good. I still don't know about the Tank fight. What's going on with that? Tank said it was canceled. But let's get ready to talk about some highlights of boxing history. December 31st, that's what, next week? We got a card from Tokyo, Japan. That's on a Tuesday, I believe. Kazuko Ioka putting his title on the line against, Fernando Martinez is putting his title on the line against Kazuto Ioka. There they go again. Going over to Japan, putting the title on the line against a Japanese fighter. They must pay them guys a lot of money to do that. Martinez, what is he, Mexican? And he's going way over to Japan to take on Ioka. And Martinez is the champion. Got to be getting paid big time to do that. Or daring to be great. But he'll be sorry when he gets robbed. But yeah, that's next Tuesday. So let's talk about some highlights of boxing history now. 1972. And then we got boxing in Nevada. Got a pretty good show today, I think. Anybody that stops by will be pleased. Because Nevada, we got a lot to talk about. Got like 15 boxers. It was more from there, but I got like 15. I might not cover them all. To talk about boxers from Nevada. Good little history on Las Vegas. Little history on Reno, Nevada. Reno was a big boxing capital of the world before Las Vegas. Yep. But we're at 1972. I was sitting right on that before I came out to look at the boxing schedule, and it wasn't even worth my while. Never heard of, well, Kazuto Ioka and Martinez. That's Tuesday. That should be pretty good. Martinez better hope it's not close. The Japan fighter will get that home cooking. Okay. Okay, we're to the 1970s. 1972 to be exact. Salute, Mike. How are you today, bro? How did your Christmas turn out okay? Okay, 1970s. There they go. Had the big trilogy in the 70s. Ali and Frazier. Okay. Now, March 17th, April 17th, 1972. Right? That's where we are. Starting out today. That's April 7th. April 7th. Oh, that's good, Mike. Yeah, that's how mine was, nice and quiet. That's how I like them, man. You know, nice and quiet. Yeah. Beautiful. Ate good. Peaceful day. Okay, April 7th, 1972. Bob Foster recovers the WBA World Light Heavyweight title, unifying once again with his WBC championship. He knocked out Vicente Rondon in 2 rounds in Miami, Florida. Now, Rondon had become the second Latin American World Light Heavyweight champion when the WBA recognized him after stripping Foster when Foster refused to defend the title against Rondon. But the WBC had kept recognizing Foster as world champion. So when Foster finally decided to fight him, he knocked him out in 2 rounds and got the WBA back. Yep. So when fighters don't, it's not always being ducking and all that, because Foster didn't fight the guy, but obviously wasn't the duck, because when he decided to fight him, he knocked him out in the 2nd round. Clearly on another level from the guy. Maybe he just didn't want to waste his time against him. June 26, 1972. Roberto Duran wins the first of 4 world titles, knocking out WBA World Lightweight Champion Ken Buchanan in 13 rounds in New York City. Now, the fight has a controversial ending. Many people thought that the blow with which Duran knocked Buchanan out was actually low, that he should have been disqualified. It wasn't above the hands of Stone to throw a low blow if the referee was blocked or hit behind the head or give a little headbutt or something, you know. The hands of Stone was in there to win. He wasn't trying to please the crowd. He wasn't trying to be no gentleman. Duran was trying to win any way possible. Okay, that's just how he fought. It looked like he got away with one that time. The hands of Stone. The Boxing Mania Podcast Plus. What's up, bro? How are you today? Good to see you again. We're going to be talking about boxing in the States today. It's Thursday, Nevada. And right now, some highlights of boxing history. Let's salute Boxing Mania Podcast Plus. Follow your channel. Anybody not subscribed, get over there and subscribe to that, brother. Comes on usually in the nighttime. I caught him the other day. One day this week, I think it was like Monday. Yeah. Let's salute Boxing Mania Podcast Plus. Good to see you, bro. And then the next day, June 27th, 1972, Muhammad Ali knocked out Jerry Quarry in the 7th round. That was the rematch because Jerry was the first one he fought when his first fight back, remember, in Atlanta. So then he fought him again June 27th. That was in 1970, his first fight back, and he knocked him out both times. First time, I think it was a little earlier. Can't remember exactly when it was. I think we talked about that yesterday, that it was a knockout. So it stopped Jerry Quarry again. September 20th, 1972, Muhammad Ali beats Floyd Patterson by a knockout in round 7 of their match held at New York in the Garden. It is Patterson's last professional fight, and he retired with a record of 55 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, with 40 knockouts. And Patterson was the first man to lose the heavyweight championship and then retain it, get it back again. He was the first man to do that. Let's Talk Fashion in the building. Salute Let's Talk Fashion. How are you today, bro? We talking about boxing in the States today, Nevada. Could mainly be about Las Vegas, but Nevada is the state. Las Vegas is just in Nevada, right? But salute Let's Talk Fashion. Yeah, Floyd retired after that last fight with Ali. That's Let's Talk Fashion, #JBT. And yeah, he was the first man to lose the heavyweight title and get it back. Floyd Patterson. Last fight against the greatest. Highlights of boxing history. Okay, we got about 15 more minutes. On November 17th, 1972, Esteban de Jesus begins his trilogy of fights with Roberto Duran by took the belt up off of Duran by a 10-round unanimous decision at the Garden. That was Duran's first loss of his career. But guess what? It was a non-title fight. Okay, so de Jesus did not take the belt from him. Non-title fight. And that, 1972, that was the only fight Roberto Duran lost in the 70s. He went 71 wins, 1 loss. That was the only fight he lost right there. And he won the other 2 in the trilogy. Okay? Let's go to 1973. January 22nd, 1973. Big George Foreman becomes world heavyweight champion, defeating Smoking Joe Frazier by knockout in round 2 at Kingston, Jamaica. It's the first fight televised on HBO Boxing. Yep. And that was the one, well, like I told you yesterday, George was just destroying everybody, man. And he knocked Joe Frazier down 6 times in 2 rounds. But Joe finished the fight on his feet. It was a TKO. Joe kept getting up. Yeah, but his style was just terrible for Foreman because Joe was in your face, coming forward. That was terrible for somebody like big and strong like George Foreman, So Joe didn't have a chance. But he went out on his shield. He finished on his feet. If that, they take a little bit of something out of it. He did finish on his feet. January 24th, 1973. WBA World Flyweight Champion Masao Oba dies after his car collides with a truck in Tokyo, Japan. At the time, he had a record of 35 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw with 15 knockouts. Wow. He was the flyweight champion, too. Had won 35 of 37 fights. Ran into a truck in Tokyo, Japan. Japanese fighter, Masao Oba. Okay. March 31st, 1973. Ken Norton becomes only the second man to defeat Muhammad Ali, breaking Ali's jaw en route to a 12-round split decision in Norton's hometown, San Diego, California. Now, they say he broke Ali's jaw in the second round, but I don't think it was that early, man. Second round and then fight 12 rounds with a broken jaw, constantly getting hit on it. No way. Nobody has that much resistance, man. I think it was probably later in the fight. Okay. May 5th, 1973. Ida Jaffer wins the WBC World Featherweight title 3 years after his first retirement from boxing, and he beat world champion Jose Legra by a 15-round majority decision in Brasilia, Brazil. Yeah, that was his first fight back, too, and he won the title. Ida Jaffer had been out 3 years. Wow, incredible. Okay. On September 1st, 1973, Big George Foreman retains his world heavyweight title with a first-round knockout over Jose Roman, who became the first Puerto Rican to challenge for the world heavyweight title in Tokyo, Japan. Told you, Big George was just destroying everybody. Not too many people got past the 3rd round with him, If you got to 5, you had accomplished something. His last fight was Joe Frazier in the 2nd round, knocked him down 6 times. This time, he got this guy out in the 1st round. And he was the first Puerto Rican to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Fell a little short. Unfortunately, he challenged Big George. So, Nothing to feel bad about, though, because George was dropping everybody early. September 10th, 1973. Muhammad Ali avenges his loss to Ken Norton, beating Norton by a 12-round split decision in Inglewood, California, home of the Lakers. I thought Norton beat him all 3 times, but, it was close, and the judges gave it to Ali. That's who counts, the judges, right? So he avenged that loss to Norton. Then on November 3rd, 1973, Arnold Taylor survived 4 knockdowns to knock out WBA World Bantamweight Champion Romeo Anaya in 14 rounds, winning the world title in Johannesburg, South Africa, in what boxing writer Chris Gravenstein called probably the most murderous and dramatic fight in South African history. Wow. Most murderous and dramatic fight in South African history. Then on December 1st, 1973, in the first boxing match pitting a black man against a white man in South Africa, Bob Foster, an African American, retains his World Light Heavyweight Championship with a 15-round unanimous decision over Pierre Forey. It was, in addition, Foster's second 15-round decision win over Forey. Now, that's something because it was the first fight between a white man and a black man in South Africa. And the visitor was the black man, and the South African was the white man. Crazy, ain't it? Wow. You would have thought the South African would have been the black man, and the visitor would have been the white man, but it was, vice versa. Just one of them things that make you go, 1974. On January 28th, 1974, Muhammad Ali avenges his first defeat of his career to Joe Frazier, beating Frazier by a unanimous decision in 12 rounds at the Garden, New York City. The first fight was at the Garden too. Yeah. And but he had 2 losses by then, but Joe Frazier had given him his first one. Ken Norton, he should have had 3 because Norton really beat him 2 times, but they gave one of them to Ali. So he had 2 losses at that point. Ended up with 5, remember? Frazier, Norton, Spinks, Holmes, and Berbick. You really should have stopped that Spinks because he was already suffering from that Parkinson's. By the second Spinks fight, was kind of slurred his words, some little memory loss, and still had like 2 or 3 more fights with Parkinson's. It may not have got as bad as it got if he would have got out of there then, in 78, But, yeah. That's Monday morning quarterbacking, February 16th, 1974. We're going to go to 75 and stop. Alexis Arguello, the explosive thin man. First world title fight. He loses a 15-round unanimous decision to WBA World Featherweight Champion Ernesto Marcel in Panama City, Panama. And Marcel never fought again after that. Wow. Wonder why. He retained his title, never fought again. You have to check into that. February 16th, yeah. March 16th, 1974. Roberto Duran avenges his loss to Esteban de Hastings, recovering from a first-round knockdown to knock out the Puerto Rican in round 11 and retain his World Lightweight Championship in Panama City, Panama. Roberto was fighting at home. That was the second fight of the trilogy, and Roberto won that one. But Esteban was a tough man. He knocked Roberto down in the second fight. And Esteban was trained by Felix Trinidad's father, Gregory Trinidad, yeah. March 26, 1974. Big George Foreman retains his World Heavyweight Championship with a second-round knockout over Ken Norton in Venezuela, see? Nobody was going 3 rounds. Nobody was going past 2 rounds with Big George. Wow. He got Ken in 2. October 30th, 1974. Yeah, we're going to close it down after this. Maybe. The Rumble in the Jungle. This when Big George did invincibility. He lost it. Everybody started going some rounds with him after this. This was when Muhammad Ali regains the World Heavyweight Championship, joining Floyd Patterson as the only 2 boxers to lose the title and win it back by knocking out George Foreman in 8 rounds in Kinshasa, Zaire. Put the rope-a-dope on him. Yep. And after that, man, everybody stopped being scared of George Foreman. I can't put it no plainer than that. You know, people started going rounds with him, and a lot of it was intimidation, just like Tyson in the 80s. People came in there almost beat before the fight even started, but once they saw Muhammad Ali knock him out, the invincibility was gone. Big George started losing some fights. Yep. And then on November 23rd, 1974, Alexis Arguello wins the first of his 3 world championships, knocking out Ruben Olivares in the 13th round at Inglewood, California. He also becomes the first Nicaraguan world champion. Wow, I did not know that. Alexis was the first Nicaraguan world champion. Wow. December 7th, 1974, Victor Galindez becomes the 3rd Hispanic world light heavyweight champion. He's from Argentina. He beats Len Hutchins by TKO in the 13th round, and he won the vacant WBA title. Buenos Aires. We got a lot for Sunday. I'm going to stop right there. We started 1975 tomorrow. Let me write that down because I'll forget. Okay, 1975. Okay, boxing in the States. Las Vegas, Nevada. It's going to mainly be about Las Vegas, but we're talking about Nevada. Start with 1975 tomorrow. Anybody come in? No. Appreciate you, the Boxing Menu Podcast Plus. Appreciate you. Means a lot coming from a big boxing knowledge mind like yours, bro. Appreciate you. Okay. All right, let's get ready to get started on Las Vegas. I still haven't got over that C. Wood, man. The man won 4 days before Christmas and his birthday. Wow. I mean, we couldn't have written up a script to plan it any better than that, man. The man's birthday, $725. Wow. We hope he enjoyed it. Made his Christmas a little bit better. He would have made mine a whole lot better. But it's all good. On to the next. So what's up with the Tank fight? Is it canceled or what, man? That was supposed to have been the meet and greet, remember? So last I heard, the only one said it was canceled was Tank. So is it back on or what? That's crazy. Tank just said the fight is canceled. Fight is effing canceled. And that's it. Just dropped it at that. So, man, that was really, really something. Anybody know? I sure don't. We'll find out, though, eventually. We will find out. Lamont Roach said he's still training. Business as usual for him. He said he's still training for the fight. So, wow. So maybe Lamont will fight somebody else. But we was going to see Tank. So I don't know. Interesting. PBC was like, we don't know what the hell Tank talking about. We didn't know it was canceled. So we'll see. But that's interesting. I've never seen nothing like that in all my years of boxing. For one fighter to say the fight's canceled and nobody else, not even the other fighter, knew about it. You know, I have never seen that happen before. Never. Been watching boxing since the 70s, and I mean, fights have been canceled, but normally the promoter, the other boxers, everybody knows about it. You know, not just one of the boxers. That's kind of crazy. But we'll see. I was stalling until 2:30. It's 2:30 now, so let's go. I was stalling. Boxing in the States, Nevada. Okay, I'm gonna drop that down a little bit. But how's it? Everybody have a good Christmas that came in? Mike said he was nice and quiet like mine. Them the kind I like, man. Nice and quiet. My grandkids didn't come. One of my daughters came and she didn't bring her child with her. So wow. I'm like, well, why you stay home too? No, I was just kidding. Didn't bring my granddaughter. I haven't seen you for like 30 years. I'm trying to see my grandchildren now. And then my other daughter didn't even come at all. But it's all good. It was nice and quiet. I was happy. Miss Cass was upset. I was happy. Stay home. They're not listening. Okay, here we go. Now, Nevada has a rich history in boxing. From the early days of organized boxing in mining towns to the hosting of high-profile fights in Las Vegas. Now, the early history. Now, boxing was organized in many Nevada mining towns in the 1800s. Now, in 1897, Nevada became the first state to legalize boxing, allowing the heavyweight championship fight between Bob Fitzsimmons and James Corbett in Carson City, Nevada. Now, this fight was shown in the first feature film ever in the United States. This fight was a part of that movie. Yep. Now, Reno's boxing history. Reno had a good, big boxing history also. And we're going to cover that more in depth later, but briefly right now. Now, Reno, Nevada was known as the world's fight capital in the early 1900s. In 1910, Reno hosted the fight of the century between John Arthur Jack Johnson, the first black heavyweight champion, and James J. Jim Jeffries. And the fight was promoted by old Tex Rickard, who also oversaw the construction of an 8,000-seat arena that was built just for this event, right? Now, Las Vegas boxing history. We're going to cover Las Vegas first, then Reno. Okay, let's get into Las Vegas. Las Vegas boxing history. Now, Las Vegas has hosted many major boxing matches, including fights featuring Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, Julio Cesar Chavez, Floyd Mayweather Jr., and Oscar De La Hoya, among other greats of the sport. Now, Caesar's Palace built temporary outdoor arenas to host these fights. Now, in the 1990s, the MGM Grand and Mandalay Bay began to host more major fights, right? In the 90s, MGM Grand Mandalay Bay started hosting a lot of fights. And T-Mobile Arena has also hosted major boxing matches, including Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s fight against Conor McGregor. Yeah, that was at the T-Mobile, remember? Now, organized crime hearings. Now, in the early 1950s, boxing in Nevada nearly died after Tennessee Senator Estes Kefauver conducted hearings into the sport. Now, he's a senator in Tennessee, all over there in Nevada, meddling in their business. Didn't Nevada have senators? So they should have told him, man, stay in Tennessee. Now, Las Vegas's monopoly on marquee boxing matches ended, but it remains a popular venue. Yeah, the monopoly ended, but it still remains a popular venue. Now, the excitement in Richard Schaefer's voice was palpable. He said, look what happened with the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Go watch a hockey game in Las Vegas. It's almost like a different sport, Schaefer said. He went on like this for a while, mentioning that he had expected the city to embrace the Los Angeles Raiders when they moved to Las Vegas, and they did, right? Now, Schaefer is a boxing promoter, yet here he was talking up competing sports in a market instrumental to his business, right? Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, at this stage, there's no point in denying the obvious. Boxing is in a period of transition. No question about it, said Schaefer, who has promoted major fights involving Floyd Mayweather Jr., Oscar De La Hoya, and Canelo Alvarez. Now, the sport has adjusted by taking its major events elsewhere in the last 5 to 10 years. Like, for instance, Mikey Garcia, his failed attempt to dethrone Earl Spence, was held in Dallas. Heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua's upset loss to Andy Ruiz, that was held in New York. And then when Joshua advanced the defeat and regained his title, that was in Saudi Arabia, right? And two of the best fighters in the world at any weight over the past 5 years or so, Terence Crawford and Vasily Lomachenko, fought a combined 4 times in 3 cities, Los Angeles, New York, and London. Now, don't misinterpret the development as a sign of boxing is abandoning Las Vegas. Las Vegas remains the fight capital of the world. And the sport's top attraction, Canelo Alvarez, fights almost exclusively there in Vegas, right? Yeah, Canelo. Now, the second and third fights between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury were both in Vegas. And Richard Schaefer said, I think every fighter's dream is to eventually fight in Las Vegas. Now, the history of boxing in Las Vegas extends back to the middle of the 20th century. Wait a minute. That didn't change. Okay. 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. I'm right. Now, yeah. I gotta find out where it was at now. Yeah, the history of boxing in Las Vegas extends back to the middle of the 20th century. The city's first major fight was in 1955 when 41-year-old former light heavyweight champion Archie Moore moved up to heavyweight to take on Nino Valdez at Cashman Field, a baseball stadium that remains in use today. Yep, Nino Field. Now, there was controversy from the start as Moore won a disputed decision. Las Vegas staged its first championship fight 5 years later in 1960 at its new convention center. Benny Parrott won the welterweight title by defeating Don Jordan in a 15-round unanimous decision. Now, Parrott's victory was the first of 14 championship fights at the convention center over the next 7 years, including Sonny Liston's and Muhammad Ali's knockout victories over Floyd Patterson. Yeah, both of those were at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Both of those knockouts happened in the same place. Yep. Of Floyd. Wasn't that something? Now, okay. The publicity from the fights provided national exposure for the casino town in the middle of the desert. People need an excuse to go to Vegas to get drunk and gamble. Longtime boxing publicist Bill Kaplan said, a fight gives you an excuse to do all those things. Kaplan, who is in his 7th decade of watching fights in Las Vegas, recalled how casinos used to have boxers work out on their properties to attract gamblers. They would have boxers work out at the casinos to attract gamblers. Soon, the casinos started hosting fights. Once that happened, venues in other cities couldn't compete for major boxing cards because of the casinos. You could go to the fight and gamble. Even people that wasn't going to the fight, knew that was the happening place for that night. They would go there just to hang out at that casino because there was a fight going on there. They could gamble. That's where everybody was at. Yeah. Venues in other cities couldn't compete with Las Vegas. Now, knowing a highly anticipated fight would increase their gaming revenues, casinos were in position to offer promotions, extravagant site fees, right? This typically consisted of casinos guaranteeing millions of dollars in ticket sales. In 1976, Caesar's Palace held one of the first major boxing cards. A slugfest between George Foreman and Ron Lyle headlined the event. And that fight was named Ring Magazine's Fight of the Year. Yep. George Foreman and Ron Lyle, Fight of the Year. Now, the unusually large sum of money gambled on the casino's floors that night ensured Caesar's Palace would remain in the fight game. Now, the casino erected temporary outdoor arenas for its major attractions. Ali, Mike Tyson, Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, Marvin Hagler, Julio Cesar Chavez, and Oscar De La Hoya all fought there. In the 1993 fight between Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield, a paraglider pilot crashed into the side of the ring in the 7th round, right? Now, Cesar's Palace's role in boxing diminished in the 1990s when the MGM Grand and its sister properties, such as the Mandalay Bay, started to host the majority of mega fights. It started decreasing at Cesar's. In the 90s, Mandalay Bay and MGM Grand started to take over. Now, over the last 3 years, some major boxing cards have taken place in T-Mobile Arena, a joint venture between MGM Properties and the Anschutz Entertainment Group. Now, all 3 of Canelo's fights against Triple G were at T-Mobile Arena, as was Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s lucrative fight against mixed martial artist Conor McGregor. Yeah, that was at T-Mobile too. But the arena is home to the Golden Knights of the National Hockey League and also has a contract with Ultimate Fighting Championships, boxing. So boxing isn't the only sports show in town. Those guaranteed ticket buys have disappeared, Schaefer said, explaining why major fights are hitting elsewhere. But the city still has advantages. Las Vegas's infrastructure is such that there's no other city in the world like this. Then president of MGM Resorts, Entertainment, and Sports, Richard Sturm, told the Los Angeles Times. Schaefer agreed. Now, the fighters' purses are a promoter's greatest expense. NAICS are accommodations. Las Vegas properties can provide that. And casinos are also able to stage open to the public weigh-ins, right? And various promotional events in the week leading up to a fight. And the environment also allows promoters to charge more for tickets than other cities. Before Canelo's first fight against Triple G, promoter Oscar De La Hoya said he liked that he could also sell tens of thousands of tickets to closed-circuit viewing parties at the 10 MGM Grand properties down the strip. Yep. Also sold closed-circuit out there. Another perk, Nevada doesn't have a state income tax. And there's the atmosphere. There's nothing like a major fight in Las Vegas. No sport creates tension like boxing, and no city helps build it up over a week of events like Las Vegas. Yep. No sport creates tension like boxing, and no city helps build it up over a week of events like Las Vegas does. Nowhere. By fight day, there's usually a noticeable buzz on the streets and casino floors. Now, boxing's share of this singular market might be decreasing, but if the fight has a high enough profile, it still makes sense for it to end up in Vegas. Yep, Las Vegas. Let's talk about Reno. This is a little article this guy wrote. He's a former amateur boxer. That's the guy that wrote the article when he was in the amateurs. His name is Joseph Azar. Joseph Azar. Joseph Azar. Okay. Ooh, I done messed my chat up. Oh, I got the chat phone right here in my hand. Mike Rim. What's up, Mike Rim? How are you today, bro? Nevada. Just talked about Las Vegas. Now, another big boxing city out there was Reno. Reno was the capital of the world before Las Vegas took over. Reno, Nevada. Let's touch on that. Okay. Reno. Oh, that's not the right one. There we go. Yeah, this guy wrote this article. That's him in the blue. He used to be an amateur boxer. Entering the ring of Reno's boxing history. Okay. Now, long before the incorporation of the city of Las Vegas in the early 1900s, the biggest little city held the distinction of the world's fight capital. On July 4th, 1910, Reno made headlines after hosting a historic fight called the Fight of the Century between John Arthur Jack Johnson, known as the Galveston Giant, who retained his heavyweight title against James J. Jim Jeffries, the Great White Hope. Johnson was the first black heavyweight champion. Okay? Now, years later, Reno native and Nevada boxing icon Pat Schelling took it upon himself to keep Reno's rich history in boxing alive, one young competitor at a time. He said, "I've had a lot of students walk through those doors. Some become champions, some don't even end up boxing, but I make sure they always leave with an appreciation of just what this town did for the sport in its early years." Now, Schelling is the assistant head coach of the University of Nevada boxing team, right? And he said Reno really was the only place for a sport like boxing to blossom. At the time, Vegas was just an itty-bitty town, and it was northern Nevada that saw the first of the mega fights that we see now in boxing, he explains. Yeah, Reno is in northern Nevada. Now, Ken D for the win in the building, and Kensaw Love won. Salute D for the win, and salute Kensaw Love won. Happy holidays to everyone. Hope everyone's Christmas was nice and peaceful and quiet and fun. But salute. Boxing in the States, Nevada. We just covered the history of Las Vegas. And Reno, Nevada was also a big boxing town. Taking a look at that now. That guy on the screen used to be an amateur boxer, and he wrote this article, a little interesting article about Reno. So yeah, that's him. He used to be an amateur. Him right in the blue facing us. Yeah, he wrote this article. Yeah, Reno used to be the spot. When, like you said, Nevada was just a little itty-bitty town. And the big fights we see now were all happening in Reno, Nevada. Now, Schelling is referencing a time when Nevada was one of the few states to have lenient regulations on combat sports. And Reno was the first to begin hosting large-scale fights that would generate unforeseen interest in a rough and tough sport like boxing. Now, Schelling is always eager to bestow boxing knowledge, but not always at the most ideal of times, you know. And this is the guy that wrote the article talking. He said, "Once I recall being in a heated sparring session at the gym, and Schelling abruptly had a reflection and stopped the sparring mid-round. He told me, 'You remind me a lot of Larry Holmes. You know that?' Schelling announced. He went on to tell a very interesting story of a time when Holmes, the heavyweight champion in the late 1970s until the mid-80s, was in town and needed to use his gym. He told of all of the quirky training methods that Holmes let him in on. And after what seemed like 20 minutes, the sparring resumed. My sweat was gone. I had to get warmed up again, but I left that day with unique boxing knowledge that most others do not have." Now, what exactly did Holmes say? The heavyweight champion of the world told Pat about how when he was young, he would chase chickens for long stretches of time to build up agility and endurance. Another more dangerous strategy was that he would attach nails to the bottom of a wood plank and practice his head movement underneath. Wow. Come up too soon and you need some stitches. Fighters really were of a different breed back then. And the collegiate boxing gym we train in on 4th Street is a part of Reno's history and pugilism. I am honored to have been able to compete for University of Nevada, Reno, and become a part of this story. I was able to place second at the national tournament in 2023 after going undefeated in 9 fights that season. I won the Western Regional Championship, stopping every fighter I fought against. I also was privileged to go for the Arthur Mercante Invitationals at the New York Athletic Club in New York City and beat the previous year's national champion at my weight. I am coming off of a serious hip injury but I'm hoping to compete again at the region tournament in March of 2024. When I enter Shelling's gym, I feel as if I am walking into a museum, as the walls are covered with memorabilia from the legendary fights and fighters that have passed through the gym. Boxing's history becomes more illustrious the farther you go back, and to be enveloped in that history is truly an experience I will forever be grateful for. Joseph Azar, former amateur boxer, Reno-born citizen. Now, we got the 8 biggest Las Vegas ticket sales gates in history. The 8 biggest Las Vegas ticket sale gates in history. Jarrell Hattie in the building. What's up, Jarrell? How are you today? Jarrell. And Melanin Queen 27 in the building. What's up, Melanin Queen? How are you? Good to see you. We were talking about Nevada. Had to go back because I went from Missouri all the way, Montana, all the way up to New Jersey, passed right by Nebraska and Nevada. So we did Nebraska last week, and we're doing Nevada today. And tomorrow is the Hawk, Aaron Pryor. But let's talk about the 8 biggest Las Vegas ticket gates in history. You know Florida's in there. Yeah. 8 biggest Las Vegas ticket gates in history. What's up, Jarrell? Jarrell Hattie in the building. Yeah, yesterday, we had a little show yesterday, but it was Christmas, so it was a little slow. But, back to normal today. That was everybody's Christmas. There we go. 8 biggest Las Vegas ticket sale gates in history, right? We're going to go from 8 down to 1. At number 8 is Floyd and Oscar. Wow. That's all the way back there. Ooh. Now, over the years, Las Vegas has played host to some of the biggest events in the history of combat sports. Many iconic moments have been made, and fans have witnessed history being made on multiple occasions in the city. Now, Las Vegas is dubbed the fight capital of the world. It's no surprise that the sport of boxing and MMA tends to make several stops in the location every year, right? Once MMA came along in the 1990s, the UFC built its headquarters in Vegas, and it's gone on to stage the majority of its most notable fights there. Ever since then, from Robbie Lawler's mouth-watering clash with Rory McDonald to Marvin Hagler's showdown with Thomas Hearns, the city has seen it all. Las Vegas. Former boxing star Floyd Mayweather Jr. has created history on more than one occasion in Las Vegas, while UFC star Conor McGregor has made a bit of a habit of securing more monumental paychecks in Las Vegas. But what are the top Las Vegas gates in terms of ticket sales in the history of the city? Let's take a look at the 8 iconic fights which will go down as the biggest events in the history of combat sports in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to go from the 8 to 1. Coming in at number 8 is Floyd and Oscar. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Oscar De La Hoya, 2007. Sold $19 million in ticket sales. $19 million. Woo. $19 million. Now, Floyd Mayweather's clash with Oscar De La Hoya in 2007 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. It earned a staggering $19 million in ticket sales. Wow, that's a lot. And this is the lowest one. Now, boxing fans may be surprised to see that the type of gate is nowhere near the top 5. Yeah, this is the lowest one of the 8, 19 million. That said, it shows just how many blockbuster events have taken place in Las Vegas. Okay? Despite holding a professional record of 38 wins and 4 losses coming into the fight, De La Hoya was still a tough challenge for Money, who was moving up a division. He was pretty boy then, though. Now, Mayweather went on to secure a close split decision victory, earning the nod of 2 of the 3 judges. Okay, now coming in at number 7 is Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Canelo Alvarez, right? And that's $20 million. This was in 2013. And that ticket gate was $20 million at the gate, man. Wow, that's a lot. And just it's 6 more in front of it. $20 million. Unsurprisingly, Mayweather features once again in the top 8. This Mayweather got like 4 or 5 of them. This time a little later than his showdown with De La Hoya. The American showdown with Canelo managed to attract quite the attention from the boxing masses in the fight capital of the world. Now, despite having 43 professional fights to his name heading into this fight, Canelo was still relatively raw in terms of the big household names in the sport. At 22 years old, Canelo took a huge gamble facing Mayweather, but the hype around the light middleweight champion at the time was jaw-dropping. It's no surprise that the fight earned over $20 million in terms of ticket sales. In the end, Mayweather's experience shone through in the fight as he went on to secure a majority decision win against Saul Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas. And I think it was the lady judge gave it to Canelo. Wasn't that crazy? She actually gave Canelo the fight, man. Coming in at number 7 might be a little surprising. But coming in at number 7, look at that. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence, 2023. Yeah, that's number 7. This fight drew $21 million at the gate. Ticket sales, $21 million. Wow. Still 5 in front of that. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence coming in at number 7. Now, the showdown between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford super fight produced an undisputed welterweight champion and a monumental live gate, $21 million. More than $21 million in ticket sales were generated from the July 9th Showtime pay-per-view event from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, right? The event drew a crowd of 19,900 people, which saw Crawford become the first male boxer in the 4-belt era to claim undisputed championship status in 2 weight divisions, because the GOAT had already did it. Terence was the first male, but the GOAT was the first boxer overall, right? And following his 9th round stoppage of Spence, stopped Spence in the 9th round last year. Yeah, in about another week, it won't be last year anymore. Now, boxing fans were craving the fight for years, many years. Therefore, it's no surprise to see that it's shown in terms of the huge live gate and generating millions in ticket sales. Yep. And the next one, coming in at number 5, Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. That was last year, 2003. $22.8 million at the gate. 22.8 mil. Yep, Tank and Ryan. And what was it, like 1.2 billion pay-per-view buys or something like that? I knew it was 1.something million. Yeah, it was, this fight sold. You know, Tank, one of the faces of boxing, and Ryan had 10 gazillion followers on Instagram or on social media, you know, so yeah. But I wasn't surprised that this fight did so well. I wasn't surprised at all. I expected it. I didn't think it was going to be 1 million, but I was expecting like 700,000-800,000, something like, but 1 million. But I wasn't surprised it did so well. Now, Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia are 2 of the most popular boxers in the sport today. Their fight captivated casual boxing fans and the sport's hardcore base alike. Yeah, got the casuals and the hardcore. This one did. Now, despite their popularity, the clash between the 2 stars did even bigger business than many expected. No, it didn't surprise me. I expected it to do good. You know, because Tank is one of the faces of boxing, and Ryan had all those followers, man, you know? So, yeah. Now, generating over 1.2, I was right, generating over 1.2 million pay-per-view buys, right? And 22 million at the gate, generating over 1.2 million buys in the United States and $22.8 million in ticket sales. It ranks 5th in Nevada boxing history. Both men were undefeated at the time, and the hype surrounding the fight was astronomical. In the end, Davis's power proved to be too much, knocking out Garcia in the 7th round of their blockbuster contest. And since both these guys are still active, it makes perfectly good sense to do this fight again, man. Because I think it would do the same type of numbers again. Tank and Ryan might do even better, depending on the build-up and the promotion. Might do even better. Might do 2 million buys. And like 30 million at the gate. I wouldn't be surprised. What y'all think? I think this fight can do even better if they have a rematch. It makes perfect sense to have a rematch. Because it's all about that almighty dollar. And these two guys will do it, man. But next is, what did I do? We number 4, right? Oh, yeah, Canelo and Triple G2. Oh, shoot, I went the wrong way. Okay. Canelo and Triple G2. There it is. Okay, that's 2. Canelo and Triple G2. This fight was in 2018. Made $23.5 million at the gate. $23.5 million. Okay? Now, the rematch, this was the rematch between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. Okay? Back in 2018 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sold approximately 1.1 million pay-per-view buys. And it meant that the showdown generated at least $94 million in domestic linear television sales for the HBO pay-per-view telecast, right? And what did I say? 23.5 million at the gate. Now, given how close and how popular the first fight was, the second clash between the two boxing stars generated $23.5 million from the sale of 16,732 tickets, sitting fourth in the all-time gates in Las Vegas, number 4. And in the end, Alvarez scored a razor-close majority decision victory. In doing so, he took the ununified middleweight world title from Golovkin. But guess what? Canelo Triple G1 did better than that. Canelo Triple G1 is number 3. So you think 2 is due? One did even better. Canelo Alvarez Triple G1 2017 made $27.1 million at the gate. And that's number 3. $27.1 million at the gate. Yep. Canelo versus Triple G1. Ahead of the first. Oh my goodness. Okay. Bear with me. Technical difficulties. Houston, we have a problem. Somebody call Houston. Oh my goodness. Okay, it'll be back. It better come back. Okay, let me go out and come back in. 8 biggest Las Vegas ticket sales. Okay, we're back. Where was I at? Number 3, Canelo and Triple G1, right? Canelo and Triple G1. Okay, number 3. There we go. Canelo Triple G1 did outsold 2. One made $27.1 million. I'll tell you what the pay-per-view buys were in a minute. Now, ahead of the first meeting between the two boxing icons, fans had been demanding the fight for quite some time. The contest finally took place in Mexico on in Las Vegas, but it was on Mexican Independence Weekend in July in May 2017. Now, after his win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Canelo confirmed he would face Golovkin at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Now, while Golovkin dominated most of the fight, the scorecards read as a split draw. One had 118-110 for Golovkin, 115-113 for Canelo, and 114-114. You know Golovkin won that fight, much to the shock of many boxing fans. The fight itself generated $27.1 million from ticket sales and sold 1.3 million pay-per-view buys in America. It was no surprise to see the pair go head to head again a year later. Yep, yeah, they had a rematch. They also fought again back in 2022, but Alvarez proved to be too much for Triple G, while the first two encounters between the two were razor thin. Yeah, the third one, like Just Do said, was a pay-per-view sparring match. They shouldn't even have had that third fight. Number 2 is Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. This is in 2017. A whopping $55.4 million at the gate. Wow, $55.4 million. Crush, the legend. What's up, nephew? Yeah, great job this morning, Crush. Every time I think, outdid yourself, you come back the next day and do it again. Yeah, Crush, the legend, man. They're starting to stop by too, Crush. I've been noticing. People starting to stop by, man. Doing good work over there. Crush, the legend. 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. Hashtag TWT. Salute, nephew. Great work. We're talking about Nevada, and now we're talking about the top 8 ticket sales in the history of Las Vegas. And at number 2 is Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Made $55.4 million at the gate. Yeah. Number 2. Floyd bet in I think Floyd was in like 4 of the top gate sales. Now, one of the biggest fights in the history of boxing actually involved an MMA fighter, UFC sensation Conor McGregor. He attempted to conquer 2 sports in 2017 when he took on one of the greatest boxers of all time in Floyd Mayweather Jr. Much to the shock of many, there were fans who gave the Irishman a chance. Hence, why the hardcore lovers of boxing were willing to pay an arm and a leg for a ticket. Yeah, Floyd carried that, man. What was it, 10 rounds or something? He could have then got Conor out of there, man. Yeah. The pair locked down the second biggest gate ever with $55.4 million in ticket sales. And get this, it generated 4.3 million domestic pay-per-view buys. Yeah, I said that right. 4.3 million. Wow. And more than $600 million in total revenue. Now, the historic event saw Mayweather in the 2-year retirement to face McGregor in a junior middleweight fight in his pro boxing debut and registered a 10-round knockout at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Yeah, that wasn't no exhibition either. That went on Floyd's record. That was number 50. Yeah. And that promotion was like the best promotion I ever seen. They went all over the world and they promoted that thing. That's why it did so well, man. 4.3 million pay-per-view buys, $55.7 million at the gate, man. Dominique Hattie in the building. Is that you, Jarrell? What's up, Dominique? Dominique Hattie. You relation to Jarrell Hattie, Dominique? But salute. Welcome aboard, Dominique. Hope you enjoy the show. We're talking about boxing history every day, Monday, 2 o'clock Monday through Friday. Thursdays is a history of boxing. We're going through the alphabet. Today is Las Vegas. And we're looking at the top selling gates in Las Vegas history. And Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor did 57 million and 4.3 million pay-per-view buys. Incredible. But that promotion was the best I ever seen, man. Yes, it was. The best I ever seen. It went all over the world and they just did it up, man. Yeah. Conor McGregor, he did his thing in that promotion. They sold that fight. But number 1, they got number 1 though. You know who number 1 is. Can't be nobody else. The one we waited 50 million years for it. Then the fight was a dud. Floyd and Manny was number one. Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao Jr. At the gate, get this, $72.2 million at the gate. That's what this fight pulled in at the gate. $72.2 million. Wow. That's the record. Now, both Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao set a record that may stand for a long time when they sold $72.2 million on the sale of 16,219 tickets at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in 2015. But they probably cost like $5,000 for one of them, so no, they should have made that much. At the time, it surpassed the previous record from the Mayweather versus Alvarez fight in 2013 because he hadn't had Conor McGregor yet, remember. Now, more than 4.4 million pay-per-view telecast. Yeah, that passed Conor McGregor too. 4.4 million pay-per-views of the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight were purchased in the United States, generating more than $400 million in revenue. Now, Conor McGregor and Floyd had more in revenue. I think they had like 600 million, didn't they? I believe. Let me go back. Yeah. 600 million? I can't find it. One of them had 600 million. It had to be that one. 600 million in total revenue. Floyd and Conor McGregor. Floyd and Manny only made 400 million. But they had the most buys and the biggest gate, though. And Floyd and Manny. But the fight was a dud. It was at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And at the time, it surpassed the previous record for the Mayweather Alvarez fight in 2013. You remember, they hadn't had Conor McGregor yet. More than 4.4 million pay-per-view telecasts of the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight were purchased in the United States, generating more than $400 million in revenue. Now, Floyd won the fight. The blockbuster fight, more than 5 years in the making, saw Mayweather outbox Pacquiao for a unanimous decision. Now, while fans may have been slightly disappointed with Mayweather outboxing Pacquiao for a unanimous decision, Manny's display, the content itself was a gargantuan commercial success. Yeah, the money and everything was, but the fight was a dud. Man. The fight was a dud. Yeah, it was a flop. But it was iconic. The two biggest names in the sport at the time, and all that, and the money. But the actual fight, it was not. It was not what was expected. For all the time we waited from like 2009 all the way to 2015 before we got it, and it didn't turn out to be nothing. Floyd pretty much dominated. Okay, let's look at some boxers from Nevada now. Okay, boxers from Nevada now. Okay, the first one is going to be Ken Norton. He was born in San Diego, but his boxing career mainly played out in Nevada. Right? Kenny Norton, the man that beat Ali 3 times, but he only got credit for one of them. They cheated him twice. The third fight, they had the 3 judges officially. They gave it to Ali, but they had 3 unofficial judges. Might have been 4 newspaper writers, and all of them gave it to Norton. All of them gave it to Norton. I think it was 4 of them. Yeah, but what counted was the 3 judges, and they were paid to give it to Ali. The newspaper writers wasn't paid to give it to Ali. They judged it right, but the 3 judges were paid to give it to Ali, and they did it. Right? I know they were. Boxing is a dirty sport, man. Always been that way, but hey, we love it. We love it, right? Now, Kenneth Howard Norton Sr., he was a U.S. Marine, professional boxer, and actor. Norton boxed from 1967 to 1981, 14-year career, winning the WBC heavyweight title in 1978. He's best known for defeating Muhammad Ali in a 12-round split decision on March 31st, 1973, fracturing Ali's jaw in the process and giving Ali only the 2nd loss of his career. And he should have gave him the 3rd and 4th one too, but they cheated. Now, Norton was only the 2nd boxer to defeat Ali in his prime, after Joe Frazier in 1971. Norton fought Ali twice more and also had notable matches against Larry Holmes, and Big George Foreman. Yeah, and they cheated him against Ali. Now Norton had a total up in his career 50 fights. He won 42, he lost 7, had 1 draw, and he had 33 knockouts, right? And he was actually born in Jacksonville, Illinois, but his career played out in Las Vegas, Nevada. Ken Norton. And Nakes, guess who's Nakes, y'all? Look. Rolly. Rolly. Rolly is Nakes. Yeah, from Nevada. Rolando Romero. Yep, it's Rolly. Rolly fought this year, didn't he? Wasn't he on one of them? Was he on the Canelo Berlanga card? Yeah, Rolly was on one of those cards. Yeah. He ain't getting no title back. He shouldn't have had the one he had in the first place. They cheated the old guy, Big Hat Barroso. Now, Rolando Rolly Romero. He's a professional boxer from Las Vegas, Nevada. Rolly is known for his aggressive style and knockout power. He was born in 1995, right? And he's the Cuban-American boxer, and he's known for switching up his boxing style in the ring. He held the WBA interim lightweight title from 2020 to 2021, and the WBA super lightweight title from 2023 until March 2024 when Pitbull stopped him. Romero's 2020 victory over Jackson Marinez for the interim lightweight title was controversial, and his win over Big Watch, Big Hat Ismael Barroso was very controversial. Yes, I think Rolly lost both of those fights, but the judges didn't think. And Tony Weeks stopped it. The judges didn't get the last one. Tony Weeks stopped that one, remember? And Rolly has still currently active. He has 18 fights to date. He's won 16, lost 2, 13 knockouts. He's been beaten by Tank and Pitbull. So that ain't bad. You've been beat by a Tank and a Pitbull. So yeah, them 2 losses ain't bad, right? Beat by a Tank and a Pitbull. And Rolly knockout rate, 13 and 16 fights, 81%. That's not bad. That is not bad at all, Rolly. Okay. Boxers from Las Vegas. Next. Boxer from Las Vegas. There he is. Oh, not him. There he is. Devin the Dream Haney. Devin the Dream Haney. Yeah. I think he's from California, but I think he resides in Las Vegas now, right? So he fits the bill for Las Vegas. Devin the Dream. Let's talk briefly about Devin the Dream Haney. Okay. Now, Devin Miles Haney, right? From Las Vegas, Nevada. He's held multiple world championships across 2 weight classes. He was the undisputed lightweight champion from 2022 until 2023, and the WBC super lightweight title holder from 2023 to 2024. It's currently WBC super, right? Because he kept that after the Ryan fight, I believe. Now, Haney has notable victories over George Kambosos Jr. twice, Vasily Lomachenko, and Jorge Linares. Yeah. Jorge had him walking crazy, though. Yeah, remember? Now, Devin was actually born in San Francisco, California, but he resides in Las Vegas. And currently, Devin has 32 fights, right? He has 31 wins, 1 no contest, and 15 knockouts. Devin's a dream. Haney. Next is Ishe Smith. What kind of time we working with, my people? Yeah, we are good time. Ishe Smith. How's everybody doing today? Remember, stop by tomorrow for the Hawk Aaron Pride. We're going to talk about Aaron Pride tomorrow. There's Ishe. Ishe Smith is next. Boxers from Las Vegas. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Everybody that stopped by yesterday. We had a little good time on Christmas Day. A little Christmas history and stuff. And yeah, Ishe Smith is next, right? Ishe Olawu Kamu Ali Smith. Wow. He competed from 2000 to 2019, 19-year career. And Ishe had the IBF junior middleweight title in 2013. And he's the first boxer from Las Vegas to become a professional world champion. First boxer from Las Vegas to become a professional world champion. Wow. Now, during his early career, Ishe participated in the first season of the reality TV show, The Contender, in 2005. Wow. Ishe was on The Contender. Now, Ishe, from Las Vegas, and he had a total of 30 fights in his career. He won 29. No, he had a total of 40 fights. He won 29 and lost 11, and he had 12 by way of knockout. Ishe Smith. Boxers from Las Vegas. Next is Jesse Vargas. Yeah, Jesse. Jesse from Vegas. Here's Jesse. Here's Jesse. Yeah, Jesse Vargas. From Las Vegas. Jesse fought right around this era. Get up here. It's Jesse Vargas. I'm not worrying about his net worth. I'm worrying about his career. I don't care what his net worth is. I'm not getting none of it, so why would I care about it? Now, if he was taking care of me, I'd be very concerned what his net worth was. Because I would ask for more. There we go, Jesse Vargas. Okay, now Jesse held the WBO welterweight title in 2016. And he also had the WBA regular and IBO super lightweight titles in 2014. And he had an amateur record of 120 wins and 20 losses. And he was a two-time Mexico national champion, a two-time United States junior national champion, and he was a member of the 2008 Mexican Olympic team. Right? He didn't medal, but he was on the team. Yep, 2008. Was that in South Korea? I can't remember. Now, Jesse was born in Los Angeles, but his career played out in Las Vegas, okay? Jesse Vargas. He had a total of 35 fights in his career. He won 29, lost 4, had 2 draws, and 11 by knockout, okay? Now we got 2 brothers, the Magdalena brothers. First, Diego Magdalena. There's Diego. Yeah, there's Diego Magdalena and his little brother, Jesse. But Diego is first, okay? Why did everything get quiet all of a sudden? Oh, okay. I thought the music had stopped. It must be me. Okay. I hear my sister-in-law Terry out there. Why she ain't on here? Give me a like. Hit the like button. They out there. My own family don't hit the like. Yeah, when? Jesse Magdalena, right? Now, Jesse challenged for the WBO super featherweight title in 2013 and the WBO lightweight title in 2015. At regional level, he held the WBC, NABF super featherweight title from 2011 to 2012. And he's also the brother of boxer, the big brother of boxer, Jesus Magdalena. Call him Jesse for short. He has been ranked in the top 10 of the Ring Magazine super featherweight ratings. He was in the top 10 of Ring Magazine. Yep. And Diego had a total of 36 fights, and he won 32. He lost 4, He had 13 knockouts. Actually born again in Los Angeles, California, but his career played out. He was residing in Las Vegas at that time. Now his little brother, Jesse. Here's Jesse. With his hair dyed all up and everything. You can see the familial resemblance. There's Diego. It would look more like if Jesse hadn't dyed his hair. There's Jesse, but yeah, you can see it. But let's see what Jesse is talking about. Jesse Magdalena, Diego's brother. Little brother. Diego is the older. Jesse, Jesus, we call him Jesse. There we go. Jesse Magdalena. Okay. Now Jesse, he was 5'4". He had the WBO junior featherweight title from 2016 to 2018, 2-year reign. He's fought opponents like Raymond Ford, Isaac Dogby, and Nonito Donaire. In May 2024, Brandon the Heartbreaker Figueroa defeated Magdalena with a 9th round knockout to defend his interim WBC featherweight title. Now, Magdalena is a younger brother of fellow boxer Diego Magdalena. Jesse's still active, by the way. Currently, his record is he has 32 total fights currently. He's won 29 and lost 3. He has 18 knockouts. And of course, born in California like his brother, but they live in Las Vegas now. Okay? That's why they own boxers from Las Vegas. Let's talk about Richard Steele. He's a referee from Vegas. Richard Steele. Okay? Yeah, cover referees too. There go Richard. Richard Steele. Boxers and referees, boxing personalities from Vegas. They don't just have to be boxers. Boxing personnel from Vegas, right? Let's get a little short something on Richard. He was the one that stopped the fight between Meldrick Taylor and Julio Cesar Chavez with 2 seconds left and gave it to Chavez when Taylor was leading on all cards. Stopped with 2 seconds left in the final round. Taylor was leading. What's this guy's name again? Richard Steele. Yeah. Taylor was leading on all 3 cards. And Richard stopped the fight with 2 seconds left, man. That's crazy. What more can you do to a person in 2 seconds that's not already done? Right? If there was damage done, it was already done. He should let the man last 2 more seconds. But Richard is a retired American boxing referee and International Boxing Hall of Fame inductee. Now, he started his career in California officiating fights for boxers like Larry Holmes and Wilfred Benitez before moving to Las Vegas in 1981. Steele is considered one of the world's most famous boxing referees and has officiated legendary fights such as Marvelous Marvin Hagler versus the Hitman Thomas Hearns and Floyd Mayweather versus Diego Corrales. Richard Steele, okay? Yeah, he's from, I think he was from California too and moved to Vegas, but resided in Vegas. Richard Steele. Next is another referee. Y'all know this one. He just currently retired. Didn't he retire? Kenny Bayless. I think he just retired. Was it this year? Yeah. I'm not sure if Kenny refereed any fights this year, but I know he just recently retired. He was a pretty good referee. Never in no controversies or nothing, stopping him too soon or anything like that, man. Kenny was never in none of that nonsense, man. That's why I know they be cheating. Because Richard Steele, Tony Weeks, all of them are 2 good referees for doing the nonsense they did. Like Tony Weeks stopped that Roland Moroso fight. Tony Weeks is an excellent referee. He would not make that kind of mistake, stop a fight when the man not even landing no punches. He had to have been paid for that, man. Had to have been paid, right? Now, Kenny Bayless. Kenny is he's retired boxing referee from Nevada. He's known for officiating some of the sport's most famous fights since the 1990s. He's known for his pre-fight motto, What I say, you must obey. Remember that? What I say, you must obey. Sound kind of like him, didn't it? Yeah. Bayless is considered one of the greatest boxing referees ever, known for his control, decisive action, and athleticism in the ring. Told you, one of the greatest ever. He's also a public speaker, actor, and mentor to local youth. The great legendary referee, Kenny Bayless. My favorite referees of all time is between Kenny and what's the guy named young white guy now referee. Damn, Thomas Taylor. They are two excellent referees, Kenny and Thomas Taylor. I'm gonna miss Kenny. Kenny retired. He did some good fights. He did Manny Floyd. They used to have a knock on Kenny that he let Floyd clinch too much, but that wasn't the case. Yeah, they trying to say he favored Floyd, but nah. One more referee. Okay, Jay Nady. Remember Jay? Get Jay up there, so y'all need to look at Jay. Yeah, Jay Nady. There's Jay. Jay Nady. There he is. Raising Floyd's hand. Ain't that Floyd? Yeah. Is it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jay is raising Floyd's hand. Yep, Jay Nady. I don't know if Jay's still refereed or not. I don't think so. But we're going to find out in a second. Jay Nady. We're going to find out. Yeah, Mills Lane. I think he's from Nevada too, Mike. I think he's from Nevada. Yeah, Mills was a great one. Yeah, I was talking about acting, but if Mills was still acting, he would definitely be one of my favorites too. Mills. Yeah, Mills was a great referee, man. Now, Jay Nady. Yeah, I believe they say he's still referee. He's the uncle of former Major League Baseball player Xavier Nady. And he boxed and played football at the University of Nevada, Reno, in the 1960s. For his accomplishments on the field and in the ring, he was inducted into the University of Nevada, Reno Hall of Fame in 1986. His refereeing career also started at the University of Nevada. In 1970, he began refereeing amateur boxing. Nady earned his professional license in 1972, and he officiated close to 2,500 boxing matches until his retirement in 2019. Okay, yeah, he is retired, Jay Nady. And he is from Las Vegas. Jay Nady. Got a couple more boxers. Mitch Halpern. Yeah, Mike, if Jay was still active, he would definitely be at the top of my list. One of the top 2 or 3, because he was a great, excellent referee. Mills Lane was, yeah. I thought he was from Las Vegas too. Let me check real quick. I think he became a judge, didn't he? Be one of those TV judges, I think. Yeah. Mills. I think he became one of those TV judges. Yeah. Yeah. Mills is from Reno, Nevada, age 85. Now, Mills was an American boxing referee. He was a professional boxer and a 2-term Washoe County, Nevada District Court judge and television personality. He was one of those TV judges too. But Mills was best known for having officiated several major heavyweight championship boxing matches in the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s, and for starring in the syndicated court show Judge Mills Lane. Yep. On June 9th, 2013, Lane was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame and was inducted into the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame on August 10th, the same year. You don't have a picture of Mills. Just happened to throw Mills in there when Mike made the comment about it, but yeah. Mills is from Reno, Nevada, still living, 85 years old. He was a welterweight, a southpaw, and he had a total of 11 fights. He won 10, lost 1, had 6 knockouts, man. Yeah, Mills Lane, 60% knockout rate. Mills Lane. Thank you, Mike. I'm glad you brought him up. Yeah, Mills was a referee and a boxer. Man, Crush says Mills was the best ever. Yeah, he's up there, Crush. He's up there, nephew. Yeah, Mills. Yeah. He is definitely up there. Mitch Halpern is next. That's Mitch doing the punch there. Mitch Halpern. Yeah, Mills Lane. Yeah. I forgot all about it. He was from Vegas. He would have definitely been it, but we got him in anyway. Yeah, he's up there though, Crush. Definitely up there. One of my top 2 or 3 for sure. He refereed some big fights too. And Mitch Halpern, another referee. Oh, wait a minute, I got the wrong picture. It was a Mitch Halpern that was a boxer too. I don't want the damn another referee, but he's not from Las Vegas. Yeah, I remember the referee Mitch Halpern, but he's not from Vegas though. No, we're not gonna worry about him. I want Mitch Halpern the boxer. Richard Howard Halpern. Oh man. I mean, that's Mitch on the right. Anyway, yeah. Getting punched. I would have never put the man up there getting punched. Wow. And I keep seeing the boxer's picture, but then the referee keep coming up. Okay, we're gonna go past Mitch. Only got a couple more. Nick Burley. Nick Burley. Nick is way back in the old days. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. What's up, Ray? What's up, RP? How was Christmas? Talking about Nevada today. Yep. And now some boxers, referees, some boxing personalities from Nevada. Nevada. Yeah, don't have to be boxers. We got some referees and all kinds of people. And right now we're trying to get Nick Burley, B-U-R-L-E-Y, Nick Burley. That's Nick up there. Nick was back in the old days, yeah. Oh my goodness. I messed that all up. Bear with me for a minute, my friends. Don't miss tomorrow. We're gonna do a profile on Aaron the Hawk, Aaron Pryor. Okay? I would not miss that one. I'm not gonna miss it. I'm gonna be here for that. Oh yeah. I guess I got to be here, right? That was crazy. I said I'm gonna be here. Nick Burley, wow. Now his boxing career went from 1890 until 1907, 17 years. In 1902, he defeated Frank Patty Slavin to win the heavyweight championship of the Yukon Territory. Okay, March 6, 1911, the Tacoma, Washington Daily News reported that Burley died of a heart attack on Western Avenue in Seattle, Washington. Nick Burley, wow. From Austin, Nevada. Boxers from Nevada. Now he had 72 total fights. He won 45. He lost 21. Had 5 draws, 1 no contest. And he had 21 by way of knockout. We got 2 more. We're might get 15 minutes of late time. Hannah Fox, female fighter. There's Hannah. What's up, RP? How you doing today? Happy holiday to you and the family up there in the Garden State. Home of Shakur Stevenson, Just Do Boxing, and RP, Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. Okay, Hannah Fox gonna act up. No Hannah Fox. Okay. Augie Sanchez. Well, we got to look at Hannah. There's Hannah on the left. Augie Sanchez. That's Augie fighting the Prince. Augie on the left fighting the Prince. Nassim Ahmed. He that rode the motorcycle to the ring. Rode down there on a flying carpet one time. Prince knew how to make an entrance. Yes, he did. We're going to cover the Prince when we do boxing around the world when boxing in the States ends. We're going to do boxing around the whole entire world. Look at boxing in every country around the world in alphabetical order and look at some boxers from that country, some other significant events concerning boxing, just like the States. Coming up in 2025, okay, when this ends. But right now, Augie Sanchez, there's Augie, up and finally worked. Mexican, no, American. Now, Augie, he's a retired featherweight boxer. As an amateur, he was a U.S. featherweight champion, known for being the last American to defeat Floyd Mayweather Jr. as an amateur. Wow. Last American to defeat Floyd Mayweather Jr. as an amateur. But then he lost to Mayweather twice. As a professional boxer, Sanchez had some success up until his knockout loss to Nassim Ahmed. That's the fight we're looking at right there. After which Sanchez retired following several fights. He later became a boxing trainer. Yeah. And I can't find his fights. I don't want to go to BoxRec. So let's go to the last one, which is Joseph Lang. I think he's one of those guys back in the old days too. Joseph Lang. I think that's Joseph. Let me see. If it's not, it's going to be him for today. Joseph Lang. Joseph Lang, okay? Let's see, you find Arnie or T. Hill or none of those people today, okay? Joseph Lang, this is the final one, boxer from Nevada. Joseph Ignatius Lang, right? Born November 13th, 1990. Wow. I thought he was back. No, that's not him on the picture. Now, yes, it is too. No. He was born February 4th, 1911. I was looking at when he passed away in 1990. No, February 4th, 1911, right? He was an American boxer. He competed in the 1932 Summer Olympics. Lang was born in Lovelock, Nevada. Boxers from Nevada. In 1932, he finished fourth in the bantamweight class in those Olympics. I think they were in LA, 1932. After losing in the semifinals to Hans Zagorski, he was unable to compete in the bronze medal competition against Jose Villanueva. Yep. But he was in the Olympics. Fell a little short, but he was in there. They don't have any kind of record for him. Sometimes record keeping wasn't that up to, adept back in those days. Okay, there you have it. Boxing in Nevada, okay? I'm gonna drop the link. We got 15 minutes to cook. Yeah, I gotta go at 4 today. I don't know if Just Do Boxing is coming on or not, but I gotta get up out of here at 4 o'clock. Let me see. It took a little vacation, I guess, because he was off the last few days. I haven't seen him today in here, so I doubt if he's back today. But let's see. What about the Tank fight? What's the latest on that? Is it on again? Or anybody else say it's off besides Tank now? The PBC was out. We don't know what the hell Tank talking about. Oh, Just Do is on today, 4 p.m. Just Do Boxing. Okay? He's going to talk about water-headed Tim Bradley said Usyk is not an all-time great. Haney. Evan Haney's going to be a topic of conversation. Haney and Young Thug, fake drama. Keyshawn Warner to Shakur camp. I thought they were friends and wasn't going to fight. Now they ready to kill each other. Should have just went on and fought, but willing to take the fight anyway, man. That's crazy. Now they at each other. They're going at each other, man. First they said they wasn't going to fight. That's crazy. You're boxers. Ain't no friends. Mel said he fight Maul if the money was right. Maul said he wouldn't do it, but Mel said I would. He offered me enough money. They was on one of them podcasts. I think it was what's the wide receiver name? Played for Cincinnati, Ocho Cinco. Yeah, they was on his podcast, and Maul said he asked them would they fight, and Maul was like, "No, I ain't fight my brother." Mel said, "If the money's right, I'll fight him." Yes, he did. So that's what you're in the sport to make money. That's your livelihood. So now I wouldn't fight my brother, but that friendship nonsense, forget that. And now it look like Keyshawn and Shakur going back and forth with each other. BN Boxing News in the building. What's up, BN Boxing News? How you doing today, bro? We addressed Las Vegas, Nevada was the state this week. Okay, what's next week? Let me find that out. I should do that before the show, right? But yeah, what comes after Nevada? Let me see. I'm not going to miss no more. No, after New Jersey, because I skipped Nebraska and Nevada. So New Jersey would be where I start out at. So what's after New Jersey? Let me see. Let y'all know what's next week in a minute. Told y'all it could be 2025 before we finish this boxing in the States, because we only got one more Thursday left in the year. And no, but this is the last Thursday of the year right here. Next Thursday is the first, right? No. When is the first? Wednesday? Well, I know next Thursday is in 2025. I do know that. So this is the last Thursday of the year. Wow. Yeah. So we're trying to find out what's after New Jersey. I know what's tomorrow, though. The Hawk, Aaron Pryor. Man had the best gas tank I ever seen. Now, some people said he had kept a little bottle over in his corner. But he never was caught for it, so hey. They said somebody said it was cocaine and orange juice. Somebody else said it was asthma medicine to help his lungs and help his stamina and stuff. And the Hawk said it was stomachache medicine. So I'm going with the stomachache medicine because he was never caught. Okay, New Mexico. New Mexico is next week. Because I had passed Nebraska and Nevada and went to New Hampshire and New Jersey, remember? I did Montana, right? Yeah, New Mexico. And then New York. New Mexico is next week. I think Prize Fighter had asked me about South Dakota or something. When was that? That's coming up in probably like February. I'm going to have an exact date for him next time I see him. Yeah. I think it's like February. Right. I'll figure it out. But yeah, tomorrow is the Hawk, Aaron Pryor. I got a nice fantasy matchups Monday coming this week. 15 different fights. Some good matchups, man. Monday at 2 p.m. Yeah. Not the same fighter fighting 15 matchups. 15 different fights. Great fighters from different eras going against each other. All different eras. Yep, that's Monday. That's going to be good. Yep. And tomorrow is definitely going to be good. I remember the Hawk would stand over there, after the instructions, and everybody get out of the ring except for the fighters and the referee be in the middle, and the fighters be in the corner, and the Hawk would point over there, and when that bell rang, man, he would just zoom, full speed ahead across that ring and never slowed down. However long the fight lasts, he never slowed down at all. I think in the late rounds, he actually might have speeded up some. Yeah. He had the best gas tank I ever seen, man. It was incredible. Yeah. And I think he had like a 90-something knockout rate. He actually lost one fight though. I never knew that. I was doing that one-hit wonders. The guy that beat the Hawk was a one-hit wonder because he won that fight, and then I don't think he ever won another fight after he beat the Hawk and won the title. Yeah, but then he lost it right away. Yeah, he was a one-hit wonder. The guy that beat the Hawk, but I never knew he had a loss until this year. His son also fought, but he didn't amount to much. Aaron Pryor Jr. Yeah, he had a son that boxed. Mm-hmm. He didn't amount to too much. I want to see what his box rec, but senior what the Hawk box rec says. His son definitely wasn't no Hawk. Yeah, 39-1 with 35 knockouts. That's not bad. That's like 80-something though. He lost one fight. Let me see who that was too. 89.7. You might as well say 90%. 89.7, right? It's above 0.5. If it's above 0.5, I go up. If it's lower than 1.5, you come down one. So you might as well say 90%. 89.7, right? And he lost to come on, don't start acting up now. August 8th, 1987, Joe Young. Let's take a look at Joe Young. Barbie Joe Young was the one that beat him. Barbie Joe Young. Barbie Joe was 31-7 with one draw, 23 knockout. He was stopped 3 times. So after he beat Pryor, Barbie Joe went 1-1 after. He had 2 more fights after he beat Pryor. He went 1-1. He won a 10-round decision, and then he got knocked out in the second round, and then that was it by Simon Brown. Yeah. That should have been his springboard once he beat Pryor. He should have been on the way. But yeah. He won his first defense because he did win did he win the title or did he get a Pryor fight? Let me see. Aaron Pryor. No, I think that might have been a non-title fight. Yep, that was a non-title fight when he beat Pryor. So yeah. So he won his next fight after he beat Pryor. Then he got knocked out in the second round, and then he retired. Yeah. And after let's see. Okay. Yeah, we got Just Do Boxing at 4 today. And after Pryor suffered that loss, he who was it? Barbie Joe Young? I said, yeah. Pryor only had 3 more fights himself after that, and he won all of them. His next fight after the loss was that he knocked out Hernanio Morales in the 3rd round. Then he knocked out Darrell Jones in the 3rd round. Then he knocked out Roger Choate in the 3rd round. They don't know how many rounds. They got a question mark on the distance of what the fight was scheduled for. They got a 3rd round knockout, but they got a question mark where they put the rounds that the fight was scheduled for. They don't know what this fight was scheduled for. Man, ask somebody. It was in 1990. Yeah, Ricky Henderson passed away last Friday, the baseball player. I did not know that because he was born on Christmas Day, and I was looking for boxers when I was getting yesterday's show ready, and Ricky Henderson popped up. Yeah, he was born on Christmas Day, and he died last Friday. I think he had cancer. I did not know that. He was in his early 70s, I believe. And I think he's still the all-time stolen base leader? Because some of the catchers used to complain because he was still second and wouldn't slide. But you can't throw him out. If you can get down there safe standing up, why slide, right? If you're complaining about him not sliding, throw him out. So Ricky could run down there and stand up and be safe, so why slide? You know? That was just hate. But yeah, I believe he is the stolen base leader. I think he stole like 130 bases one year. That's a lot of bases, man. Remember that? I think he stole about 130 bases one year. Played with the A's, and then he played with the Yankees. I think he got a world championship with both of them. Mm-hmm. Ricky Henderson. Yeah. He with the A's, and they had them ugly uniforms. Them yellow shirts. No, they had green shirts, yellow shirts, And then they had some green shirts and the yellow pants. The A's had the ugliest uniforms in history, man. The Oakland A's. Yeah. But yeah, Rickey Henderson passed away Friday. Yeah. Bad man, all-time stolen base leader in the Baseball Hall of Fame. One of the greatest leadoff men of all time. Rickey got on base. He was going to wreak havoc, you know. He's stealing. Okay. And the other team, pitcher, catcher, everybody knew he was stealing, and still a large percentage of the time couldn't stop him. You know? Still couldn't stop him. The man would run down there standing up, and the catchers would complain because he didn't slide. You can't throw him out by slide, right? If you want him to slide, get the ball out there, make it a close play. The man was just so fast, though, man. But he stole a lot of his bases on the pitcher. You know, he would get such a good jump reading the pitcher's move. Because at a certain point, a pitcher got to come to home plate. He can't stop. It's a balk. But Rickey could read them pitches, man, and he was off. And by the time the catcher got it, he was like 2 or 3 steps from second base. Half the time, the catcher didn't even throw the ball down there. Rickey was just it was an art stealing bases to him, man. It was like an art. He really studied that, man. And he would get that lead, and he studied all pitches, their moves and everything, man. He had like a book on the pitchers' moves. Yeah, baseball is like that, man. You know, you might think it's just somebody hitting the ball and running around the bases, but no, it's deep. It's deep, man. You know, certain pitches, you can't get but certain leads because they got an excellent move to first base. Other pitchers, you can get a bigger lead on them because the move makes so good. They kind of like telegraph it when they get ready to throw over. Some pitchers just turn and throw. They don't telegraph it, so you can't get as big a jump on them. But Rickey could get the big jump on anybody, man. But yeah, he passed away Friday. Rest in peace, Rickey Henderson. Okay, but I appreciate everybody for stopping by and rocking with me today. Tomorrow, GP, what's up, Gregory Pratt? Happy holidays, bro. Gregory Pratt is in the building. Yeah. Yeah, we get ready to get out, GP. Tomorrow is Aaron Pride. Appreciate you stopping by. Happy holidays to you and the fam, GP. And we'll be back tomorrow talking about the Hawk, Aaron Pryor, that man. So Gregory Pratt, BN Boxing News, Ray Patterson, Dominique Hattie, Crush the Legend, Melanin Queen 27, The Real Hattie, Kensaw Love 1, D for the Win, Mike Rim, Let's Talk Fashion, the Boxing Menu Podcast Plus, Mike Rim, and Miss Cat. Appreciate everybody for stopping by today. And join me tomorrow for the life and career of Aaron Pryor. And yeah, we'll be here tomorrow. Because if it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's The Boxtorian, bringing you all that boxing history. Just Do Boxing is straight ahead. Yeah, Just Do is back today. And this is Cass Sports. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see y'all around those JBT streets. Bye-bye.